My husband, 32M, is convinced I, 26F, am pregnant.
I'm not, but he won't believe me.
What do I do?
I'm truly at a loss here.
This situation has gotten worrying, and I don't know what to do with it.
Since about a week my husband became convinced I'm pregnant. I have no idea why, because I'm not. We haven't even started trying, though we do have plans in the future.
We were just making conversation and yeah, I did mention feeling tired. But that's all. A few hours later he just came in so excited.
I told him I'm not, but he won't let it go.
He has made remarks about how happy he is, what a wonderful mother I'll be, what our baby will be like. Not all the time, but it has come up multiple times a day. I told him I'm not.
I even took a test because even I started wondering and it was undoubtedly negative. I showed him and he just got annoyed, said tests can be wrong. He didn't speak to me for the rest of the evening.
The next morning he acted as if nothing happened. When I tell him I'm not, he just kind of shuts me out.
I lost my shit yesterday when we were in bed and he put his hand on my stomach, told him he's acting crazy. I'm not pregnant and his behavior is scaring me. He went to sleep in the guest room after that and left for work early in the morning. I haven't seen him or spoken to him today. I'm just at a loss. I don't know where this obsession is coming from. I even asked him if I gained weight, if that's what's gotten him confused. He assured me I didn't. I'm thinking of contacting his parents. Or maybe a therapist or something. I honestly don't understand what's happening and I'm worried about my husband.
Edit. Thank you for all the replies, I didn't expect all this. It's been overwhelming and I'm incredibly grateful. He's asleep next to me right now and I keep going through all the comments. My husband is one of the kindest people I've ever met. I promise you all that he's not trying to manipulate me, or would do anything to harm me.
But that does make me believe something is really wrong. I'll contact Maya and his parents in the morning, once he's left for work. Maybe go stay with my mom for a bit, though I hate the idea of leaving him like this. I also definitely will make an appointment with my doctor for a blood test.
Thank you for all the advice. Has he tampered with your birth control?
I would not have sex with him ATM, wait for your next period and then demand he sees a therapist. My guess is psychotic break. Personally, I know someone who, after a stream of chaotic life events and mounting work stress, dealt with one.
They were convinced that my youngest sister, teen, single, on BC, very open being celibate, was pregnant.
For a few days, she sent messages to everyone that my younger sister was pregnant and she couldn't wait to be a future auntie. When people rejected her claim, she got angry and her delusions began to be targeted at those individuals. Those who challenged her beliefs were immediately met with deep suspicion and hostility. So-and-so planted spyware on my phone, or whatever else. He needs help. It could also be an underlying medical issue triggering this episode. If he has, for instance, low potassium, it can make the issue worse.
I agree with that Stormsway _ This not something to wait on.
You need to go somewhere safe. Immediately.
Contact his parents because considering the whole abortion debacle, I honestly think he's trying to set you up for a criminal sentencing.
I've known several women who were set up by their boyfriends under the crime of having an abortion when she wasn't even pregnant. One lady had to reveal that she had a hysterectomy so she couldn't even get pregnant. You need to see who else he's spreading this to.
The best case scenario is that he is mentally ill and incapable of accepting reality, such as when he denied the pregnancy test.
Check to make sure he hasn't tampered with your birth control. Consider getting an IUD or implant.
This sounds like a psychiatric delusion and not a simple mistake.
You are in danger. My 25F girlfriend expects me, 27M, to pay for her custody fees.
How should I proceed?
I started dating this girl about 2 months ago. We've only really known each other for a total of about 10 weeks.
The child is 17 months old, and she received the documents in the mail just a few weeks ago where her ex had filed for custody of their child.
They were never married and were only together for a little over a year, including the pregnancy.
The lawyer fees are $2,000 and she's expecting me to pay them because she doesn't make that much from serving. This is crazy, right?
I really like this girl, but holy SHT, this is a huge red flag. I just left her house and she barely even spoke to me, giving me the silent treatment the whole time and even went as far as not even telling me goodbye when I left.
Then when I made home, I let her know, as I always do, and she sent a long message saying I let her down and how her child isn't important to me, etc.
I definitely feel like I should be running for the hills, but I also feel so guilty because the child is involved. I have the means to help, but I don't feel it's my responsibility this early on in the relationship.
I'm at a loss for words right now. Thoughts and advice?
Holy shish, this is a huge red flag.
You think?
You've known her for 2 months and she's expecting you to pay her legal fees for previous relationship drama.
Go let her find some other sucker to take advantage of.
It's not your problem to deal with, it's hers.
The only version of a hero you should be is saving yourself from this mess. That 2K is just the start, Daddy. Of course her child isn't important to you. You've known his mother for like a minute and shouldn't know her kid at all yet, like WTAF. This girl is just looking for a sugar daddy and maybe an actual daddy for her kid, and that's crazy.
Just run, dude, she sounds a little unhinged. Who would be paying for this if she hadn't met you? She'd still be a server who can't afford these fees.
Don't fall for her bullshit guilt trip. This is not your monkey or circus. She knew she was going to need this money more than 2 months ago, right?
Why did her and baby daddy break up?
Why is he going for full custody? You have only known her for 2 months. You'd ask yourself these questions. Yes, run for the hills.
I'm 25 female, considering aborting me and my boyfriend, 27 male, baby?
I'm currently in my first trimester with our first child, my second though. And I was in the hospital all day with my toddler today because apparently I had twins and I miscarried one. My boyfriend is off on a fishing trip with his dad a few states away. I messaged him throughout the day and he was sort of supportive but obviously distracted, and after I was finally released I called him and he kept complaining about how he had a headache. I had to go through an entire day of ultrasounds, medicines, handling a toddler in the hospital, terrible nausea, tons of blood, and I didn't even get to eat breakfast, lunch or dinner.
He wouldn't even talk or text me more than a couple words. And I get he's on fishing trip, but it's a 2-week-long fishing trip.
He can spend a half hour in the evening on the phone with his girlfriend who's in the hospital, right?
Like I just wanted someone to talk to. I'm not far enough along yet that I feel comfortable telling family or friends yet, so he's the only that knows. And he's just not been there for me. I don't want to be dramatic, but we've had prior issues with him neglecting my feelings and us having fights over him seeing my chores around the house and whatnot as nothing basically. I realize he may grow out of it, but I'm really terrified I'm gonna have a kid with a man-child. I'm gonna be left in the hospital with just surface level or no encouragement, and then I'm gonna be stuck doing everything for 18 years. I already am stuck with my ex who isn't involved, and I have to fight to get child support just to get help paying daycare costs. I don't want to ever do that again. I'm sorry, but it sounds as if he doesn't want a child. A father would be extremely supportive and concerned about your safety and the baby's safety. Is the first child his?
If he's okay with you doing all the chores, then he doesn't love you. No one who loves you is okay with you doing everything.
And there's no way having a baby is going to improve that. You'll just be doing all the parenting as well as all the chores. I'm sorry. I do think you're wise to consider terminating this pregnancy. And go a step further and terminate this relationship. He's not your partner.
As you said, he's a man baby. Past behavior predicts future behavior. Someone who wanted to be an active, involved father would be on their way back to be with you. Everything you have said about him screams future deadbeat dad. Have the abortion. Your existing child deserves and needs a mom who puts him first and has the ability to give them all the care and love. Tell your boyfriend it was another miscarriage if you are scared of his reaction. Then focus on yourself and creating the best life you can for you and your son. Can you imagine having your significant other call to tell you that they are at the hospital and they miscarried one of your twins and all you can say is that you have a headache? No? Me neither. Location flag, location flag, location flag. I am really sorry you are in this situation. Personally, I would consider it too. Your boyfriend displayed a huge lack of empathy and interest. I wouldn't want to have a kid with this man. Honey, run. Leave that person. Is this lack of support, what you want any of your kids to grow up seeing? To learn that this is normal? Abort the pregnancy or don't. Your choice. But don't stick around until you find out that he's a deadbeat father. Which he will be, 95%. Abort him.
To all those who say Op brought this on herself, or to definitely have the abortion, or that having an abortion is selfish, no.
None of you are right.
OP has to decide for herself.
She needs to take on the responsibility of making the decision, for herself, and for her existing child.
Also, for the unborn. Is there enough love, enough money, enough patience? Only Op can guess. Her body. Her future, her commitment. Her choice.
My 29F partner, 29M, is very stingy and it's making me lose feelings. What can I do? My 29F partner, 29M, is possibly the most ungenerous person I know. He complained about having to treat his parents to dinner on their birthday because they order one dish that's slightly expensive. He says stuff like he would split the grocery bills with me, but he never ever transfers me the half that he promised he will cover. He just keeps quiet and hope I won't ask him for it, but even when I do, he does not pay his share. He lives at my place 6 days out of 7, and contributes nothing to the electricity, water bills, groceries, etc.
Nothing. He just occasionally buys me and my daughter a simple dinner, but tells me he misses my cooking, wants me to cook but doesn't want to pay for groceries. I know for a fact that he earns more than me, plus he has a large amount of savings sitting in his bank. I feel like his saving grace is that my daughter likes him, and he's patient with her. Other than that, when my friends ask me what I like about him,
I couldn't really find an answer.
I feel like I should leave him, but my daughter loves him, so I'm a bit hesitant.
What should I do?
I want to wait it out till he changes, but I'm also unsure if he ever will change.
Edit. Didn't expect the post to gain so much traction. After posting I went to sleep.
Just to clarify some stuff. 1.
Why I said I would wait it out is because we had multiple conversations about this, and he was apologetic and said he would be more generous and start contributing 50% to the expenses of the house. Since then he has started to show some changes, like buying dinner, breakfast for me and my daughter on some days. But so far the 50% of expenses thing has not happened. Cold sweat smile. My rationale is that if it's a character flaw then probably I'll need to give him some time to change. Seems like I might be the stupid one giving him that much time. Law.
2. That one day out of the week he's not staying here, he goes back to his parents' place. We are from an Asian country and typically don't move out from our parents until we get married. Clearly I was married and now divorced, hence I already have my own place.
He doesn't contribute to his parents' place. Doesn't pay the bills, groceries for there either, but of course give his parents allowance every month because, well, it's a filial piety thing, haha.
So can't say he's all selfish and stingy, because if he feels obligated to part with his money, he will. Case in point his allowance to his parents.
Betty Davis asked a friend who had a relationship with a young boy toy, "Is the fucking you're getting worth the fucking you're getting? Why are you with this cretin?"
He adds no value to your life, and in my opinion how he treats his parents is a huge location flag. Yikes. He basically wants you to pay for him all the time.
If he wants to be paid, dude, does he at least provide warmth, comfort and sex for all the sum?
Do you like to pay dude to be with you?
He won't change.
Do you want your daughter to end up with someone who takes advantage of her?
Don't set that example. Don't brush things off that you don't like just to keep a partner.
It's not worth it in the long term. Since you pay so much, he can increase his savings comfortably at your expense.
This is 100% intentional.
You're a means to an end for him. I think you already know the answer to this. He will never change.
Either accept that you are going to be paying for everything forever, or don't.